Hey guys, I'm back and I've got a new light, super bright light. So it's by Wowtac, which is technically supported by Thrunite. I hate that when they put that technically. But no, it is so Wowtac, kind of a sister company to Thrunite. So basically you've got a Thrunite flashlight. Thrunite, great company, makes great lights. They offered to send me this sample here to take a look at. It's one of the brightest lights that they've offered so far. And if you take a look, 3,650 lumens. Unless you're trying to burn down a forest, I don't know why you need a light that bright, but here it is. So let's take a look inside the box. Please screw down the light head and tail cap tightly before use. Okay, so inside the box we have the light, we have a foamy thing, we have instructions, we have a lanyard, we have a charging cable, and we have a do not eat. Very good. This is a chunky, stubby light, and it definitely has some weight to it. Externally rechargeable with a silicone waterproof charging cover. Cool. Let's just open it up and see what we've got in terms of... Whoa! That is a hell of a battery. 26,650, 5,000 milliamp hour. Damn. That would not even fit in my battery charger. I could only charge it. Boing, I could only charge it inside this flashlight. So it's the Wowtac A5, which, okay, cool. So to start off looking at this little beast, we've got an IPX rating of 8, which means, you know, manufacturer's specification. So we can guarantee at least 1 meter of water for at least 30 minutes, which is cool. You can drop it from 1.5 meters, which is nice. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 modes. We have a 2100 lumen, a 2100 lumen strobe mode. We have what they call reading mode, which is 0.3 lumens. I don't know if I've ever seen a flashlight that goes as low as 0.3. Turbo for, 3,650 lumens. Holy cow. High, 1,750 lumens, medium, 300 lumens, and low at 30 lumens. At low power, you've got 46 hours of battery. You can leave this thing on for almost 2 days. Turbo, it'll stay on turbo at 3,650 lumens for 3 minutes. Doesn't exactly say how it would, like, it says, you know, for turbo, it says 3 minutes plus 130 minutes. So I don't know what happens is then switch to high mode from there. I'm not sure, because high mode at 1750, it says 8 minutes plus 40 minutes. You know, we're gonna have to experiment with this a little bit. For distance, it's got a throw of 234 meters. So it has some basic instructions in here that we'll check out right now. It has an LED indicator for the battery status. Okay, when it's fully charged, it turns blue. When it flashes purple, it means abnormal charging. Okay. Firefly low and medium modes are available while it's charging. That's nice. During charging, the indicator is red. So red when it's charging, blue when it's after it's fully charged, and purple for abnormal charging. I guess you get blue, and that just lets you know your battery's fully charged. And after that, what? I don't know. I don't know. Single button operation, unfortunately. So a long click will turn it to Firefly mode. A short click turns it on, and then you hold the button down to cycle through the modes, and a double click will take us to strobe mode. So let's start with that long click. Let's see what happens. And we're on. You can't really see it because it's like 0.3 lumens. Let's turn some lights off in here and see what we can see with the 1/3 of a lumen. And there we go. So this is reading mode, and yeah, okay, it's 1/3 of a lumen. I'll turn it back off and short click, turn it on. So when it's on, we've got, what is this? This is low, I guess. Low, medium, Here comes high. That's super bright. And now while it's on, if we double click it, it goes to turbo. And then from turbo, we can double click it to strobe. If we double click it from off, it goes to strobe. So this is going to be bright. I'm about to go to turbo, which you can't really notice in here because the camera attenuates for the thing. Here comes a strobe warning. Oh my God, and my screen is just fluttering like crazy. And we're off. Firefly again, and now I'm going to go to turbo. Yeah, do you see how the camera just quickly attenuates that? So we're not going to be able to see what the turbo does in here. We're going to have to check it out outside. But this is low, medium, high, and then back to low, 30 lumens. So, you know, pretty easy to use once you get used to it. It is getting kind of warm from using that turbo mode. It's lightweight, it's 45 grams. I'm going to have to translate that into ounces because I don't know off the top of my head. You've got some nice knurling here for grip, and then there's also some landmarking going on with the texture there, so you know kind of where the switch is, you know where your recharging port is. You don't have any crenellation going on, but it's got a little bit of weight. You can give somebody a thumping with it, you know, if you really want to. Yeah. Is it magnetic? It is not magnetic at all on the end. But it's just a, you know, it's kind of wide, but it's a good I mean, you know, it'll fit in your pocket all the way. You know, cargo pocket size it's great for that, or in a pack or something. It's a chunky little flashlight though. It's not, you know, a slim, smooth little one. So I think we're ready to take this thing out and see how it performs. Okay, so this is just real quick. For anybody not familiar with how I do my flashlight testing, I have in the backyard, 2 haunted red barns. Well, they're haunted red sheds, but trust me, when you see them, you'll be like, damn, those be haunted. So on the littlest one, the farther away one, I have VSSL and Wowtac reflective trail markers, and they're really good for doing this test. And then about 50 feet away from where the camera is, and by the way, that's exactly the haunted red shed number 1. It's exactly 100 feet from where the camera is. 50 feet away and offset a little bit to the right, I've got a trekking pole that I've stuck 2 more of the Wowtac trail markers in, so we can get like range estimates there. My backyards is basically woods, so we've got a wood line just past the haunted red sheds. And when we look at this flashlight, we're going to look at the quality of the light that it throws out, the throw, exactly how far it goes, and also the parameters. You know, how wide is the cone, how well does it light up the area, and stuff like that. So we're going to test out all the features on this Wowtac / Thrunite. Okay, so here is low power, and on low power, you can just barely make out. I can see them naked eye, but you can just barely make out the reflective markers all the way down there. You see that little log that looks like it's right in front of the screen? It's probably about 25 feet in front of me, because I have the camera zoomed in a little bit just so we can get a better view of the range markers. You can see the range markers on the right. See them go in and out as I move the flashlight. And you can see the ones far off kind of go in and out as I move the light around. But this is low power. Can't see much else. I mean, in naked eye, I never can tell what you're seeing on the screen until I put it on the computer and look, because I'm just looking at this little LCD screen here. I can see a pretty good view in front of me, but you know, nothing too far in the distance. So let's go up 1 to medium, and this is actually really good. I can see pretty much clear off into the wood line here. You can see those range markers bright as day on both sides. You can see the whole haunted barn pretty much. I call it barns, shed. That's the creepy shed. That's the one that I'm pretty sure has an evil demon in it right there. You can see off into the wood line a bit. Okay, I'm going to rotate this 45 degrees to the left, and you can actually still see some light in the lower left corner. So it's doing, you know, a wide cone of light and coverage. And I'll do 45 degrees to the right, and you can still see some light in the right, and you can see a little bit of those range markers on the right trekking pole still reflecting. Let's go high, Oh, you know what? It went back down. Okay, here's high power. Wow. Almost daylight. Look at that. You can see clear off into the wood line. Those range markers are bright as day on both sides. This is 45 degrees to the left. This is 45 degrees to the right. My lord, that's super bright. I'm going to turn it off for a second before we go to turbo power. To turbo. Turbo is bright. That is bright. Look at that. You can see all the way down. I mean, way into the woods. Check out my breath in the turbo. And Tato's out there boofing and coughing, if you can hear that. Yeah. Turbo is, wow. Put my hand in front of it, and you'd see the reflection of the light off my hand. Holy cow. And it's hard to catch that transition from high to turbo, because even in the dark the camera tries to attenuate the light a little bit because it's so damn bright, but by naked eye it's ridiculous. So low, medium, high, and turbo. This is 45 degrees left, 45 degrees right. Oop, I knocked the camera a little bit, sorry. And it's getting hot, though, very hot. But this is one, and I mean, so at least keeping my hands warm out here, right? But this is one hell of a bright light. This shined right in your face would blind you instantly, if you think of it in sort of a self-defense type mode, before you even go to strobe warning again, which is a step down in brightness. But I love the turbo. The turbo's like having the sunshine right down on you. Look at see how it whited out my hand until the camera attenuated, sorry, it's cold, the light. If you don't believe me that it's cold, got frosty leaves and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, awesome light. And for the price, it's getting hot though, so I'm going to switch it back down. That's why it only stays on turbo for a couple minutes before it switches down to high mode again. There are some planes, I see some nav lights in the sky, which is odd. But I wonder if they're seeing this down here, wondering what the hell's going on. So I'm going to head back in, and then we'll do a little wrap up on this thing. I think that was a pretty impressive performance for this little guy. A little bit chunky. It really, it's bright. I'm hoping that the video captured the real huge difference between high and turbo without tuning it down too much, to spare the lens of the camera and eyes. But wow, is it in naked eye, it's different. So if you're looking for one of the sheer brightest lights you can get in the palm of your hand, this is absolutely one of the best options out there. Price-wise, it's very competitive with some of the bigger names. And Thrunite has always been a very reliable brand. They don't have the name recognition exactly that like Streamlight or Olight or Nightcore or some of those bigger guys have, but they make very reliable products. Very dependable, very tough. I have yet to see one that just stops working or falls apart or anything like that. And I've tested a few, and there are some that I use very often. Their headlamps are great. I use their headlamps outside. I use their headlamps when I'm working here in my little workshop area, because my old eyes need a little assistance now and then, and their headlamps provide great light. Their handhelds are just as good, So I wouldn't feel comfortable, giving a favorable recommendation if I didn't really believe in the brand. Wowtac, I don't know. To me, it's a Thrunite light. It's got another name on it. They're one and the same. So yeah, I would feel okay about recommending this to people. What do you guys think? A little heavy, yeah, but you get that power out of that weight. And if it was a longer light, you probably wouldn't think twice about the weight. That it that it comes in. So what do you guys think of the test, of the performance of it? I know single button operation is a turn off to some people, to me too. I prefer to have a separate on off and then a mode switch, but this is kind of the way things are for a great majority of lights out there today. There aren't a whole lot of separate power and mode switches available. It's the way it is, unfortunately. So please share your comments. Let me know what you think. I will put a link in the video description if you're interested in checking this out. I'll also throw it on my Amazon influencer page under flashlights and such, because I like it. Definitely like it. I will be using it more and more. I wish I had a magnetic base too. That would be cool. But that is that. So if anybody has any recommendations, things you would like me to add to the flashlight test. You guys didn't like to see the glow-in-the-dark material test. Thought it was a waste of time, so I got rid of it. That's why we don't do it anymore. But if there's anything you guys would like to see me add to the flashlight test, please feel free to drop that in the comments, or shoot me an email on that, and we can work that in. But you guys, as always, are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will be back again real soon.